Many people often dream of becoming an entrepreneur, whether it's controlling your own hours, not having to deal with that pesky boss, or being able to work from home. It's very desirable. Let's tell a story about three successful entrepreneurs. Some are heroes in my book. Let's begin with um, a man that you may not know by his first name, but you definitely know the company. It's John Zimmer with Lyft. Although now Lyft is a very successful business, it didn't start out that way. It didn't have these pretty logos or really anything. It just started as an idea like most, created by John Zimmer. John got his degree in hospitality and travel, so he ended up using it. He actually thought of Lyft as he was in college, but the reason he thought of it is humans only use cars 4% of the time, and he knew that there had to be a more efficient way of travel. The traditional taxi and getting around, just if you're only using 4%, there has to be a smarter way, and that's where he created Lyft. It actually started as Zim Ride. Of course, Enterprise bought it, as you can see there, but it was a simple idea of just people being able to share rides and when you're going to college, so you didn't have to have a car. If you were going some way, you could hitch a ride, and that's where Zimride was born. Of course, now we have Lyft and an easy app. It's pretty simple. He has a lot of great advice. One of my favorite things is he talks about just focus on the process and keep a broad perspective. And he's kept a very broad perspective. John actually thinks that by 2021, their whole Lyft network will be in autonomous vehicles. And in 2025, the private car ownerships will die off. So let's recap. Started in college, no money, but yet he worked hard and created something successful. Now let's move on. Kevin Plank. Who's Kevin Plank? Well, he started Under Armour. So a little on how Kevin got started. In 1996, he was a 23-year-old former University of Maryland football player. And he turned an idea born on the football field into a business that we now know as Under Armour. He didn't like being the sweatiest guy on the field, and the only option they had was a cotton t-shirt. He knew there was something better. Through his passion and curiosity, he created a revolutionized product. He started selling this product out of the trunk of his car, working out of his grandmother's basement. By the end of 1996, Plank made his first team sale, and Under Armour generated $17,000 in sales. In 1998, Under Armour outgrew his grandma's basement and moved to an all-new headquarters and warehouse in Baltimore, where he currently runs his business today. In 1999, Under Armour played a supporting role in one of the year's most talked about movies, Any Given Sunday. Plank realized the incredible leverage and exposure from Any Given Sunday, and he bought his first print ad in ESPN. The magazine, a risk at the time, the move paid off, generating awareness and $750,000 in sales. And for the first time since starting Under Armour, Plank had officially put himself on the payroll. In 2005, Under Armour went public and became the first US-based initial public offering in 5 years to double on its first day of trading. The hype was real. In 2010, Under Armour added the most accomplished Olympian of all time and Baltimore native Michael Phelps, two-time Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady, and a young tennis player named Sloane Stephens. And in that same year, Under Armour surpassed $1 billion in annual revenue, almost quadrupling revenues in a 5-year period. Some of my favorite ethos from Under Armour is they fight like a family. They don't get complacent and think that perfection is the enemy of innovation. So where is Under Armour now? Well, they're a multi-billion-dollar global brand, been in the business for 20 years, and currently employ 15,000 people with 35 offices all over the world. It's Kevin Plank for you, Under Armour. Now this next entrepreneur, I don't feel needs an introduction. He's Mark Cuban, widely successful entrepreneur, just like Kevin Plank and John Zimmer started from nothing, and well, this is part of his story. Cuban was always a hustler. By the time he was 12 years old, he was selling coins and garbage bags and stamps, door to door. Really anything he could get his hands on. He went to college at Indiana University, and he said he chose the business program there because it was a good business program, but also because it was cheap. He got his first job out of college at Mellon Bank in Pittsburgh. This is the first time he got to work with computers and really got into what his passion is now. His next job was at Your Business Software, which he ended up getting fired from. This really was where he educated himself. He worked late nights and used the computers at his work to educate himself and teach himself about computers. When he was fired at age 25, he started Micro Solutions, which later in 1990 was sold for $6 million, and he walked away with $2 million. And after his $2 million, he started buying and selling stocks in tech companies, and really, according to his words, he made a killing at it. He ended up walking away with $20 million off of the $2 million in those 4 years. And Cuban didn't stop there. He started AudioNet in 1995. It later became known as Broadcast.com, and what put that event on the map was the Victoria's Secret fashion show. He ended up selling Broadcast.com for $5.7 billion to Yahoo. In 2000, Mark bought a majority stake in the NBA team, Dallas Mavericks, which is his pride and joy. Cuban has gone on to either own some part of 48 other different companies, but by far his favorite is the Dallas Mavericks and what he's best known for. A big reason why Cuban's involved in so many companies is he's a judge/investor on ABC's hit show Shark Tank. He's on there with a few other investors and gets to really get in the ground floor, get running. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two about these entrepreneurs and the success that they've had. Thank you for watching. Now go out there and crush it.